Hey guys, welcome back to the WeeW. This is the tutorial for the STM32F1. We have been looking for the UART communication, we have been making the UART library, and also we have been looking really deeply in the communication and how to deal with so many scenarios. So in this special video, we are not really looking to the UART itself, but the UART uses a lot of strings to exchange messages with other devices. So we are going to look more deeply today and working on the strings and how we can manage all these kind of create these functions to manage the strings. We're going from simple to a bit more complicated, and I'm not really how to say making miracles, because there is really libraries quite good and well made for managing strings. This is just a way to give you some idea if you have to customize and create your own function to manage with strings. So we will be going and taking a look on how to get the length of a string, directly finding how we can find a string inside a string, and also finding an exact string match. It's like in C we cannot put a string equals string. We cannot check string equals string. So we are constructing a function that will make this. Also another function that concatenate the strings, and finally a very important and useful one, 5 and 6. This is that which convert a string to an integer to a string, and the opposite, changing a string to unsigned integer. Okay, that's good. So before quickly we start, we have been using already such kind of function for example the void string empty, the function that empty a string, and I created already the library for this string called help function. So I'm move them there, yeah, and so we have been using this one, but this is purely a string function that was very useful during the use of this the code that we have been using, and we will be using this new string function for the future applications. Okay, so let's save here. We don't need any more the UART, and the communication that I will be doing for this time with the I will be using only COM3, which is the UART 2, and also I will be using the communication type of terminator, so for the UART 2, and my ending char will be the new line, which is the LF here. So as soon as whatever I send here, we will have an LF at the end, which is a /n. Good, so let's start and prepare. So let's take this list, copy it, and start create function by function here. Okay, so the first one, get the length of a string. Like, this is quite an easy one. Let's enjoy doing it. So okay, so the output will be in integer, and let's call it len str. Okay, so let's start building it, and it will return the len. Okay, so put int len here and equals 0. Then what we need to do, yeah, of course I have to put the input parameters, which are quite very easily the char, we call it the str. Okay, and while the str of len is different from the null character, it's not a 0 but a null character. Okay, is different from the null character, we keep implementing or incrementing the len. Okay, and that's all. So this is what we found. So, and we have to return len. So we are returning how many digits, and not indexing. We are returning how many not digits, sorry, how many char in the string, not the index. So that's why I'm not putting -1. Okay, so we do have now our first function. We just have to add it to the header and make a test in the main. Just for your information, I already added and included this library in the main program, so I can be able to use it immediately. So now as soon as I receive a message, let me add a variable. I will call it process int process equal 0. Okay, and let's take len str of process will be equal to len str of USART /to message. Okay, and see what result we will have. Let's save, upload the code and upload it. Okay, so now let's go to the debug mode and we will visualize our process variable. So add process to h1 to see how much the value will be. Okay, so if I send hello, okay, it becomes 6 char. So why I'm receiving 6 char here? So it's 1 2 3 4 5 plus the null character. So better here to come back here, where is it, this one, and put len -1. Okay, and put between bracket, and the result will be correct then. Okay, fantastic. So now we corrected the len str. Let's go to finding a string. This is a bit more tricky, but quite an interesting challenge. Okay, so the output of this function will be a 0 or a 1. A 1 would be we found a match, 0 we don't have a match. So it's an int, and let's call it find str. The input will be the char of str1, so the char we will be looking for, or the string, and also the char where we'll be looking for the str2. Okay. Okay. So we need to return, let's call the variable match. And so if match is equal to 1, then we find it. So let's put int match and equal 0 by default. Okay, and what we need to do, so for this strategy, is to have a first loop when we go through all the digit of str2. And so let's put it here. Okay, 1. So first loop going through all the chars of str2, and inside it a nested loop inside the first one to go through, sorry if it's wrong, the str1. Okay, so first, to go through the str1, let's take the len of str1. So int strlen, it will be equal to len str of str1. Okay, and let's have the loop indexes, or the loop counters. So I equals 0, int j also equals 0. This is the one that we will have for the loop. And inside the loop, so each time we have a match, we need to test this match. So we need to test each digit within the second loop. So we need also to have the variable test, int test, which is equal 0 initially, and will be incremented by each time we have the matches increase. So we have while the str, just a moment, so str2 of I plus the strlen is different from the null character. Okay, and also, just a moment, yep, so this one is different from the null character, and also so it will be -1 and this one, okay, different from the null character. Okay, let's put them like this. So this, what does it mean? This one means that if the remaining checking chars is less than the length of the first string, we don't need to do it anymore. And also the match is still equal to 0. We don't need to keep counting if the match is equal to 1. Okay, so if we do have that, so inside this one, so we still need to have incrementing the I, and so we have the loop for j equal 0, j less, no, this is less or equal to strlen, j plus plus. We do a simple test. Here, so if the str1 of j is equal to str2 of I plus j. So then we do have test is equal to, it's a test plus plus. We increment the test. And then if we have enough tests, so if test is equal to strlen, at that time match will become equal to 0. Match would be equal to 1. Okay, I think here we do, yeah, we're still missing one thing, and each time we increment the I, test should become 0 again and initialized. Okay, so we do prepare the whole function. Let's see if it works. Hope until here everything is clear. If you do have any question, please feel free to put a comment. I'll be happy to get a reply for you guys. Okay, so we don't need to make this test now anymore. Let's come here and put process equal to find str, let's find WeeW inside welcome to the WeeW. Okay, let's save, run, build, uploading our, okay, and check here, and let's run it. Okay, we do have a 1 here. Process is 1, means we found that WeeW is inside this sentence. Great, so let's now remove this digit and check if we find it or not. Okay, we still find it. That's quite strange. We should not find this one, so let's go back and take a quick look to the function and see what's happening. So we do str1 minus this equals this and match equals 0. So if the test is equal to strlen, okay, so okay, we are matching. We should put, yeah, we should put this +1, and now we should be correct. Okay, let's put here, run. Okay, it's equal to 0. We don't find it, and let's make the different test again and check if we have the WeeW here. Yeah, the function is working properly. We are able to detect a string inside a bigger one. That's perfect. So now let's go for the next one. Okay, we close this one. Let's close this one too. Okay, not this, with this. So here find and an exact string match. So that's quite much easier one, because we will be using both last function to create this one, so it's quite easy to make. Okay, so let's call it so we also we add just the it's also the output is an integer, so we call find strl for the length also, and it's exactly the same. So it's two. We are putting the two strings here. The input is a string, not a char. It's very important to clarify this. Okay, and we open here. So very simple. So we have int result equal 0. Okay, so if len str of string 1, I forgot to leave the debug mode. Okay, so if this one, the len str of this one is equal to the len str of str2, if they are equal, so we can put both conditions together, but I just want to make it a bit more detailed. So inside this, and if find str, so when the length is equal, so we can even put the end here, quite easier. So this one, this is the first condition here, and the second condition is find str, so str1 str2. Okay, so result, something went wrong. Yep, result will be equal to 1. Okay, and that by say return result. So you see that this function was quite very easy to make when we do have the two previous one. Let's make some tests. Okay, so for this one, let's put just WeeW and WeeW for here L, and then let's make some different. So let's put different len, and finally a different word. Instead of WeeW, we put ew. Okay, good. So let's check time by time how the process will work. It should be, so let's put the right one at the end. So we should have, no, let's put it at the beginning. So we should immediately have 1 and then 0 and then 0. This is what we should expect as a result. Okay. And let's go to the debug mode. Okay, we have process equals 0. Okay, it's equal to 1, equal to 0, and equal to 0. Perfect. So now we have the exact match function, which is really great. Wonderful, really wonderful. So we can jump now quickly to the next function. Okay, we go to function next one. We have been saying, so this one we can now close this and start working on this one. Okay, so concatenate string, so adding a string 1 inside the string 2. Okay, so adding actually string 1 to string 2. That's perfect. Okay, so no, yeah, so let's, for this one we don't have any output. The string will be changed inside, so void. Okay, so void, let's call it concat string. Okay, concat, let's start concat str, and as usual we have input as 2 strings. Okay, simple. So what we need to do is just to count, let's put int I equal to 0 and int j equal to 0. We can use the len function, but I would like to just go with the normal one, just to intel str2 of I is different from the null character. Okay, so we keep counting I here, I++, okay, and put in here. After that, while str2 of j is different of the null character. Okay, what we can do is str1 of I plus j is equal to str2 of j, and we should be good. Okay, something went wrong, of course. We have to close it like this, and that's done. That's done. So we do have our new function here, so we have nothing to return, and we are ready to make it a try. Okay, let's add it. Okay, quite quickly and quite simple function, but really helpful when you manage strings. So let's create 2 variables, so we don't need process for the moment. So let me remove this, and let's create some a char we call str1, and here we put 30, and it will be equal to hello, that's all, and or welcome to the, let's keep the consistency, welcome to them. Okay, and the next one, char str2 str2, let's say let's put a 10 here and put WeeW. So if we look now, concatenate, okay, I don't find it, why? Okay, even concat, so this is not found, concat str, okay, concat str of str1 and str2. Okay, so the result, we should have everything in str1, so that's the function that we should have. Okay, let's run. I will have one warning, and the one warning that I'm not okay. Let's add the line at the end. Okay, perfect. So let's run this, and here we need to have a watch on str1, so let's put str1 here and take a look on it. Okay, if we run, welcome to the, okay, it didn't work strangely. Okay, let's try to debug and decide what's happening. Okay, so it's still kept here, so let's check what's happened in concat str. Concat str, so this one str2, so we count all the one. Ah, of course should be here the str1, and then just a moment, so str1 should be here and this one should be str2. Okay, it should be simple. Okay, let's look again to it and how will be the result. Run. Okay, so you see the green one here means something has been changed, and something, okay, I'm putting, okay, we are inside a loop that doesn't really end, and see here str of I, yeah, of course I forgot to increment the, so while here, and I forgot the j++, of course. Okay, run. Okay, that's what I'm using here. I'm trying to debug and see how things goes. So that should be a good example for you guys to see how to, yeah, and we do have it. Welcome to the WeeW. So now we do have the function, it's perfect, it's working, and we do have everything concatenated. Perfect. So let's close and try to go to the next function that we are going to build here. Okay, I've been building in the wrong ones, apologies. So this one should be here, not in the header. What a huge mistake. What a huge mistake, apologies. Okay, and this one, I got the habit to put the C one on the other side, but it kept working. Quite interesting, and I didn't know that. Okay, so let's check. Okay, 0 error. So let's go for the function, convert a string to an integer. So that should be not a very difficult one. Okay. So for this one, converting the string to integer, we don't have any output, so the string will be inputted, that will be the output on itself. So we'll say a void, and we call int to char because we are changing from int to char, and int the number we are putting here, so we call a num, and also the other input will be the str, the string that we will populate. Okay, good. So let's start building this function and see how we can make it. So first of all, we need to define the length of the string. So let's add a different char L string. This is the char that we will be building, because we are going to make to build a number from left to right, and then we will put them from right to left. So lstr, I'm putting as the long string, the first string, the left string also of 30 char, and then int of let's say the count, how many count we will have, 0 to find the length, and int also a division called div equal 10, and finally we need to have a counter to go through all the numbers and check to bring it back. Okay, int j equal 0. Good. So while we do have our number, that the one that we're receiving is greater or equal than div, the 10, so we are going to divide by 10, of course. So each time we do have that, so what we will take is we take the lstr, this one of the counter that will be moving on, will be equal, okay, to the number and the remaining result of the div plus 0x30. What is this 0x30? So this is when we convert from the integer to the char. So the 0 of the char, there is a difference of this number, the hexadecimal 30. So we have to add this difference to make it as a char. Okay? And after that, we divide the number by 10, so to get to the next round. Okay, and finally we increment the counter. Okay, so something should be together here, and I have to put this one here. Okay, perfect. So this one has been updated, and the remaining one, the last digit, the lstr of count, should be equal to the final number, the remaining final number. Put here, number not divided, not the rest of the division, but just the final number plus 30. So now we do have the str, but the number is the opposite. We have been putting, for example, if we had the number, the integer of 1999, in lstr we will have 9991. So now we just have to put the opposite. So for g equal count, g is greater or equal to 0, and j minus minus. So that's why we decrement the number. Okay, and of course not a big J, a small j. And what we will do is just str of count minus g. Yeah, and I should, I'm terrible at typing. Okay, and should be equal to lstr of g. Okay, perfect. Good. So we do have here the all algorithm that will go here, so it should be fine. Save. Perfect. Perfect. So we have our algorithm that changed from integer to char, but let's take a look on it. Before that, now we copy to the right header file. Okay, and so let's take some numbers. Let's empty the string. here and just put str2 like str this one, just declare it, and we don't need str2. Okay, and so let's put some int to char. Okay, let's put some number 2588 in str. Okay, and after that let's empty the str, and so this one we call it str1. Okay, let's put a different number, like let's put it this one as the last one. Okay, first let's put 1-digit number, then let's copy paste and put 2-digit number. Yeah, let's say let's put 23, and then again let's put a 3-digit number, 957. Okay, good. So now we do have enough test to see if the conversion is going well or not. Okay, let's check it. Okay, so I'm looking for the str. Let's check. Okay, my str now is just 8, everything erased. My str now is 23, perfect. Then I put okay, let's check this one, 957 and 2598, which is the exact number. So congratulations, we do have the function working properly, and we can go and try to finish the last function, which is changing the from char to integer. Okay, let's go. And so function C, and the last one here, we will call it, so for this function we need to have the output or the return, which would be an integer, an unsigned integer. So it will be char to int, and the input, we have only one input, which is the char of an str or a string. Okay. Okay, let's start having the logic to build it. And so the first thing, we need to put the result. So we have int result equals 0. So in the worst case, like whatever, if it's wrong or something, it will be equals 0. We will need to put kind of a check if we are not receiving something wrong. So if we do have something different than a char from a digit from 0 to 9, we have to stop the calculation and say we return 0 with this one. So what we have to do, we make int stop, which is equal to 0. After that, so this one we will make a test, and let's take int of strlen. We take the len of the str just to immediately start calculating. So len str of the str inputted. Okay, and after that we will need integer j to run through the loop to create the number. And finally, as we are going to check if each char of the str is not is a digit, we will need to have a char input, char check, and it needs only one case of memory. Okay, Good, so let's start. So for j equal to 0, j less or equal to strlen j plus plus. Okay, and we have to check for each one of the char we inputted if here we use the find str of, yeah, before that we have to put check of 0 will be equal check to 0 str of j. So for each char we need to find to be sure that this char is inside the number. So find str of the check, okay, inside this 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so if we don't find it, so if it's equal to 0, so if this is equal to 0, stop will be equal to 1. Okay, so we don't need to count anything, and we don't need to make the result. So we finish this one and this one. So after we do that, so yeah, we stop and also we break. We don't even need to finish the loop. Okay, finally, so for j again equal to 0, j less or equal to strlen j plus plus. We just do the opposite now, so result, yeah, before doing this, if stop equal to 1, stop is equal to 0 actually. If stop equal to 0, we can move on with the function, because if it's equal to 1, we do have a letter inside the string, and we don't need to keep on with it. So result is multiplied by 10 for each iteration, and plus the str of j, minus 0x30. So this is the conversion from the char to digit. Okay, and return the final result. Okay, let's take a quick look on it. So we look if all the chars are digits, and then we have to return 0. Perfect. So let's take a look and see what's happening. Okay, so let's put here process function. So process will be equal, this one is a char to, oh okay, because I forgot to put it. Okay, put it here. So char process equal char to int, yeah, char to int of, let's start with 1 digit, like 3, and after that let's create a different one, so 2, 3 and 4 digit, just to have the test. Okay, so for this one, 3, no, not 3, let's say it's 7. This one 902 and 641, and one number that we didn't pick up, I think the 5. Okay, good. So let's put the breakpoint and check for the process variable how would be the value for this variable each time. Save. Okay, great. And let's run to check what will be the result of process 3. Yeah, let's take a look. 74, 9,902, and 6,415. Okay, we do have finished our last function. So I think it was a quite very long tutorial, but I hope it gives you the inspiration to customize and to work with your own function to manipulate the strings. And finally, now we finished all the tutorial related to the what. We can start the working on the example, that the testing or example, and use all the knowledge we have been building, and we will start building a small project related to the ESP01. And this project will be to detect, to make the ESP01 working through the STM32F1, and then make a small library to manage the ESP and have a Wi-Fi communication. Thank you a lot. Please put it a like, a comment, or even subscribe if you like this job. Thank you a lot, and see you soon. Bye. WeeW.